everybody, James Akers here, the tie guy. Today we're tying up a really neat looking Burberry tie. I just got this at the Burberry store in Charlotte, North Carolina a few weeks ago, so it's a brand new tie. I just took the tag off. It's not my typical style of tie because it's a thin tie or a skinny tie, and I normally go with a wider, more traditional tie. But I really like the design of this. It's got the Burberry, their check pattern, if you will. It's a very classy looking tie, just not a lot to it, just classic. If this was a wider tie, it'd probably be one of my favorite ties. I've got a few Burberry ties. One thing I'll say about Burberry, the negative I'll say about Burberry is as a brand, they advertise as Burberry, London, England. The tag actually says that right on it, Burberry, London, England. But the majority of their stuff is made in China. Their ties are made in Italy, so these are actually made with other Italian manufacturers. I don't know who makes their ties for them, but one of the Italian manufacturers actually makes the Burberry ties for them. And I think some of the trench coats are still made in England. So again, not to be mean or anything like that, but just give honest reviews here. If I was running Burberry, I think it's kind of a shame that you put Burberry London, England, but your stuff's made in China. And the example I'll give is I've got this Burberry sweater, which I absolutely love. It's well made, it's good material. It was $800 for the sweater. I just felt I got it, because I really like the look of it. And I get it in, and it's made in China. And I'm like, okay, so I just paid $800 for a Burberry London sweater that's made in China. A little bit crazy. So that's my knock on Burberry. However, here's what I'm going to say good about Burberry. That's the only negative I've got to say. Their designs are great. Burberry does a really good job. Like they have taken this check pattern here, this like hashtag type pattern, and turned it into a beautiful collection. Like that sweater I talked about. I hated when I saw where it was made. Nothing against China. It's just it's usually a lower labor there, so obviously they're making a lot more profit on that item. But it's well made and it's a beautiful sweater. It's my favorite sweater. And I've got Isaia sweaters and Zegna sweaters that are made in Italy. And the Burberry sweater I actually like better. So, but the design is so good. The shirts I have by Burberry are designed beautiful, and the tie is designed beautiful. So that's just an honest review of the brand. Now, as far as the tie itself, it's a thinner tie. It's a medium thin. Again, skinny tie. I'm not gonna go into the knock on the skinny tie because I picked this tie out. But the silk lies nice. It's a very nice silk. You can tell it's a luxury silk. And the tie itself appears to be very well made, So again, made in Italy and one of the Italian manufacturers. If anyone knows who makes the Burberry ties, please message me and let me know that. So as far as the review goes, this particular item, I gave a negative review on the Burberry brand, of course. But I'm going to say this tie looks really good, and I think it's going to tie up real nice. But let's find out. Okay. We're going to find our spot here. Now, if you need help tying your tie, I do have tutorials. Just go to my YouTube channel and click on the one that say tutorial, and you'll have a lot of help there on tying a full Windsor or a double Windsor tie. Tell you what, this silk is slippery. It's very smooth. It's very fast the way it flies through here. So it has a really nice feel to it. It's very slippery is the word I would use. I'm concerned the knot may not hold throughout the day. We'll find out, because I've got a lot of meetings today. So we'll find out if the knot holds or not. There we go. I think I tied a little bit too long. Yeah, it's a little below the belt buckle. Where it's a skinnier tie, it's hard for me to really figure out where to start that. So now I know I need to start a little bit shorter. Okay, now let's tie this thing up here. We're just going to tie it up real quickly since we think we know our spot. Now, anytime you're dealing with a new tie, sometimes finding your spot is difficult. But especially when it's a different width than what you're used to, because I usually tie, 3.5 inch ties or so. This one's probably, I didn't even measure, it's probably 2.5, somewhere in that range, 2 3/4. Okay, we want the tip of the tie, this part here, to be between the top and the bottom of the belt buckle. And we are just below the top, so I'm going to tighten the knot up just a little bit. That should give me a little bit more slack. There we go, about halfway down, perfect. Okay, now, I said some negative things about the Burberry brand just because of where their stuff's made. And again, I'm not knocking China. If your brand says London, England on it, I believe your stuff should be made in London, England. I don't think you should say Burberry London if you're making it somewhere else. That's just my opinion. Now, I'm sure some of you are going to disagree with me, and that's fine. My YouTube channel, I can say what I want, and you're free to respond to me and everything else. I just feel like if you're an Italian brand, you should be made in Italy. American brand should be made in America. That's just how I feel. And if you're going to make it in China, then don't label it Burberry London and don't charge $800 for a sweater. But hey, I was done. I paid for it, so who's the, you know, I guess they know what they're doing, right? Because I did pay for it. All right, now we got a perfectly tied Burberry tie. That knot looks great. A little skinnier than I usually wear, but it looks really good. I'm gonna go through the look with you right now. Let's go start scrolling across the bottom of your screen, and I think this is gonna look really good together. We're in a blue Ermina Gilda Zegna suit. So it's a Zegna suit. We have a white Eton shirt. It has a lot of texture to it. I really like the texture. We have on a blue, kind of a blue, black, and white Burberry tie that's made in Italy. We have on a dark brown Salvatore Ferragamo belt with a silver belt buckle, and we're pairing that with a pair of dark brown Bally Oxfords. If you want to, check out my Instagram. It's Tie Guy James Akers. You'll see close-ups of the whole outfit, selfies of me wearing it, close-ups of the knot, the labels of the brands. This Burberry tie, you can see the tag before I cut it off and everything else. So all that's on my Instagram, Tie Guy James Akers. We're almost 25,000 followers and growing. So check it out, guys. I am ready for work.